Raped and forgotten, a local woman finally getting a name to go with the face of the man that she says raped her nearly 15 years ago. ABC Action News reporter Michael Paluska takes a look at how one man got away with dozens of crimes because rape kits are not being tested.
The beauty of the Lake Howard boat ramp hasn't changed. But one victim says what happened there on June 12, 2003 is seared into her memory forever. 14 years later, the trauma she endured hasn't gone away. With a knife to her throat, the Winter Haven police report says the victim was told, "You'll do what I want or else I'm gonna hurt you." Police had all the evidence they needed, and 4 days after the crime, 4 days before the rape kit was even tested, the case was closed.
There's really no excuse for it. It just didn't get turned in.
As that sample sat on their evidence shelf, Stephen Baruti was collecting mugshots, calling the Polk County Jail home, spending nearly a year and a half behind bars for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, domestic violence, and battery, just to name a few.
We put steps in place so that we have a safety net, so that we don't have anything that falls between the cracks.
Winter Haven Police Chief Charlie Bird says in 2015, during an audit, they finally tested the victim's rape kit. The DNA pointed to Baruti. Police found him at his home just a few miles from the boat ramp. Bird says even if the kit was tested during their initial investigation, Baruti's DNA wasn't in a national database until 2011.
And there's a lot of shame. I have yet to have a single victim not feel embarrassed.
Karen Lay is the Rape Recovery Program Director for Peace River Center. She says the failure of law enforcement not testing kits has created a crisis for victims of sex crimes.
Of 100 rapists out there, only 3 ever see jail time. That's 97% get away with it. Underreporting, victims being embarrassed, and rape kits not being sent in.
According to a recent FDLE report, there are more than 13,000 untested kits. Lay says each one could represent a rapist still on the loose and thousands of victims waiting for justice. Some kits weren't sent in because of funding, lack of victim credibility, or a detective's decision not to. In the 2003 case, the victim told investigators she picked Baruti up in her car, a stranger, got some fast food, and then drove to the boat ramp where they kissed. When he wanted more and she said no, the report says he pulled a knife and pressed it into her throat. We don't know why the detective working the case didn't turn in the kit. Bird says if that detective judged the victim by her actions, it's not something his officers would do today.
No matter what the mindsets or the thought processes or policies were in the past, we're different moving forward as law enforcement, technology, training for our detectives.
14 years is a long time to wait. Lay says better late than never.
The opportunity for that person to, like I said, see justice done, to feel vindicated that yes, this really did happen, I think that's important for victims.
In Winter Haven, Michael Paluska, ABC Action News.